everybody. So if you missed all the other videos, right now I had a bone marrow transplant about 2 months ago, and things were going smoothly. I was back at an Airbnb with my mom and stepdad, and then all of this stuff happens all of a sudden. So right now, for this video, it's about early December, 2 months past my transplant, and you can see all of the drama and crazy time.
Something's wrong, feeling horrible, lots of struggle breathing. Saw the doctors and they're sending me to the ER. Hopefully more tests will give us an idea of what's up. I felt fine Monday, and then bam, starting yesterday I couldn't breathe, trying to do anything. Well, at the moment, doctors think I've developed a new blood disorder that can be a very rare complication from bone marrow transplants. Super bummed. Transplants are typically known as the cure for my blood issues, but we'll see. Right now, the diagnosis is still just a theory. I was really hoping for a cure. Well, you might have saw some of the posts, but super duper suddenly, Tuesday morning, I just could barely walk. Breathing was so hard. Just going to the microwave or getting up to go to the bathroom. My chest was pounding, couldn't breathe. Wednesday got even worse. I went to the bathroom and needed to lay down. I knocked a bunch of stuff over on my sink and couldn't make it to my bed and was just laying on my floor saying I can't breathe. With blurred vision, headache, ears ringing. So something was wrong. And it was just so sudden. I had a doctor's appointment that day, and it was just so hard getting from the car to even the transport to get a wheelchair. But once they got my labs drawn and looked at the numbers, the doctor called another doctor, and they really quickly said, hey, your numbers have us a little worried. We're going to send you to the ER right now. And they got transport to take me to the ER. We did a bunch of scans, seeing if I had any blood clots. So we knew my hemoglobin was really low, which is why I was having trouble breathing. But the bigger question was why did my hemoglobin drop so suddenly? So that's not normal, that's not expected. There are expected things to happen after a transplant that are bad, but sudden drops in hemoglobin like this are not expected. So no blood clots in the places we scanned, which is good. Still doing more tests. We think maybe now it's this rare complication where my immune system is attacking my red blood cells, which is kind of sad. Sad because my immune system attacking my blood cells is literally what happened in 2019 and started all this. Yeah, it's not technically aplastic anemia, which is what I have, but the whole point of having a bone marrow transplant was to fix my immune system attacking my blood cells, and just to have this come up as a potential, we're not sure if this is it, but just as a new disease where your immune system attacks your blood cells is man, I thought we were done with this. That was the point of getting a transplant. But we'll see, and if it is this, it is a lot more mild and treatable than severe aplastic anemia. So I don't know, we'll see. It's just wanted to be healthy, was ready to be healthy. Really, with blood disorders, I've been really lucky because they're not super painful, but the last few days have been so painful. I have a pretty low tolerance for pain, and luckily, I'm not having as much of trouble breathing, and my stomach is mostly better, but my lower back has just been really killing me. I'm on Oxy, I'm on numbing pads and ice, and I don't know. The one theory is that because I'm losing blood so quickly, it's breaking down and all the broken parts are going to my kidneys, which is making my back hurt, but we'll see. Really just hoping to get more painkillers soon. I always think I can do things. I got up, went to the bathroom, brushed my teeth, and then couldn't make it back to my bed and ended up just falling on the floor. Or I guess I passed out or couldn't move forward, and kind of stressful, but hopefully it goes up from here. Haven't been the happiest camper. Just it's frustrating not knowing what's wrong, but still having issues. Blood keeps dropping, doctors aren't really sure, so we'll see. Time, just giving it time. Haven't been able to leave bed without assistance since Wednesday. Trying new medicine soon. Peeps, I'm running out of ways to remember what's even wrong with me. So, yeah, I'm still bedbound. It's really hard to move and breathe. And now, I guess they found some significant blood clots in my arm, mostly due to probably having a PICC line. So, my arm and neck are in quite a bit of pain, but at least we found out, what's causing the pain in my arm. And, we did some scans, making sure the clots don't go in my lungs. And just a note, these blood clots are not related to my trouble breathing that started last week. So, just gosh, trying to keep track of all that's wrong is getting added up. So, I know I've been talking about it for a while, but it's definitely weird. I can't really get out of bed without passing out, and now with these blood clots in my arms and neck, it's pretty hard to move my head and arms. So, a little bit exaggerating, but I'm not completely paralyzed, but it does feel like, this might be a low on the health record of just not being able to move. So, it's a weird feeling, but hopefully it goes up from here. So it seems like my numbers have been trending upwards slightly, which is good. Still in the hospital, still can't leave my bed, still having trouble moving, but finally I think we're seeing, some slack in the numbers. I'm one of those people that's, I'll believe it when I see it, but right now we think that I have autoimmune hemolytic anemia, which it can occur in 2 to 6% of people after they get bone marrow transplants. So very unlikely to happen, but of course, they think that happened. And, that's what happens. It's treatable, I'm on steroids and other drugs, and it can lead to some really big complications. Complications like these blood clots that can go into your lungs, and just my immune system's still low because now on these additional drugs it lowers it even more. But hopefully we'll get through it, and give it some time to see how it evens out. I told the technician that the doctors think maybe on Monday, if my numbers go up, I might go home. And she was like, "What are you going to do at home? You still can't move without your heart rate going up." And I was like, "Yeah, I agree." It's a really fair point. I can't really even move around the bed that well without my heart rate causing trouble. So, we'll see. But, the trends are seeming to go the right direction. I'm very much, I'll believe it when I see it, but, I don't know. It's just a new update of when maybe they think I'll be a little more stable to go home, but we'll see. Still posting videos, so, everything's a little delayed, but, they're still coming. Even though I can't stand up and walk around, I can still, sit on my laptop, which is nice. And, for full transparency, the technician that I was talking to is the one that typically changes out the puppy pads I have in the bed for when my catheter doesn't fully work when I'm trying to pee. So, of all people in the hospital, she would know that I'm probably not ready to be homebound. But she's really nice, and it's been really helpful to be in the hospital still. So you can see here some of my data. So lactose dehydrogenase, or LDH, can signify breaking down of red blood cells. It's a signifier for actually a lot of things, but in this case, breaking down red blood cells. So here mine spiked, and that's when I started to not be able to breathe. And then I went to the hospital, started steroids. So we think that maybe what helped here, have it go down. And then up at the top, with so much breaking down of red blood cells, it's a lot easier for blood clots to form. So we think around here is when I had my 3 blood clots in my arm. So that's the current theory, at least, when you look at this trend. I was talking to my mom, and I asked her, do you think I'm healthy? And she said, well, you can't stand on your own, and you can't move around without your heart, going off. So, your mind's okay, but that's not, what I want for you. And, I agree, not being able to move around is kind of a big, hurdle. But personally, I also don't really mind just sitting a lot. I'm lucky that my mind is okay, and I can be on my laptop, and I don't have an agenda, I don't have any pressures. So it's not the worst ever, but I am concerned with complications of not moving around, especially with blood clots and infections. But I'm fortunate to be able to do what I can, especially now that I can move my arms and be on my phone and my laptop and create videos. And so it's an interesting part of the journey right now. So I wouldn't say that I'm better yet, but I will say that I feel a lot better than the last few days. I'm sitting up in bed. I still have trouble standing, but this is a nice reprieve. So hopefully things are just going to go in this direction. So I was looking through some of my past stories recently, and oh my goodness, so much has happened this last week. It's crazy. Luckily, starting maybe today and yesterday, I am able to get out of my bed just to get to like the closest commode on my own. I still have trouble, I can't walk the full way to the bathroom, but it's a huge improvement to just be able to stand up without passing out. So I'm really hopeful about that. And that whole just last week and a half of passing out all the time, every time I move with heartbeats, and was really scary. But we're still, trying to figure out how to fix it all. I'm on a lot of different medicines, and it's not necessarily helping my blood yet. But just being able to stand up is a really reassuring sign to me. So that's some good news. I will go on a small rant that, with medicine, obviously I need it, but so to prevent my blood from attacking my body, I'm on steroids, and steroids kind of makes you more susceptible to infection. So I had a urinary tract infection, and urinary tract infections just suck, like horribly. Like all you want to do is pee, and it's always on your mind, and it's so annoying. So I have been very much struggling with that. And my stomach's been hurting because of other medications, and it's just this cycle of like one medication helps the other and the other medication hurts the other, but I want to be able to stand and breathe, so I'll take the hit, but there's a lot that goes into trying to balance what's good and what's not good. Especially now with the steroids, it's not good to be on steroids when you get a transplant because it prevents the transplant from but at the same time you want the steroids because it's the transplant and my cells that are also hurting the other cells. So it's just a fine line in this weird position of, I think time will tell in the next few weeks of what works and what doesn't work. Some holiday activity. I took a nap in the middle, but it was still nice. So today was the first day in over 2 weeks that I walked, which is amazing. I still get out of breath, and my blood pressure still drops when I stand up, but I did it. I can move, which is a huge improvement from, 2 weeks ago. So that's a good sign. Doctors still haven't fixed my blood. It's still being destroyed, but we keep trying new medicines, so we'll see. I will say the last few days have been rough, just like a ton of stomach pain and headaches and everything, but I'm looking forward to getting past this phase, and sometimes I feel perfectly fine, which is amazing, and then I can just chill on my computer, but it's been a up and down last few days. Posting so I don't necessarily forget this moment, because oh my goodness, my stomach was in so much pain 15 minutes ago, 10 out of 10 pain, shaking, sweating, in shock. So the doctor came and gave me IV medicine, which definitely helped, but that was kind of scary to be in so much pain. But we're going to do some scans to see what's up, but that just was a little scary. Hey everybody, just wanted to say a Merry Christmas. I've been kind of experimenting with some of this animation stuff, so this is my little character, and Merry Christmas for 2021. This is the 20th day I've been in the hospital. Definitely didn't think I'd be here this long. So the last few weeks have just been crazy. It's either 0 or 100. Either I feel perfectly fine or I'm dying in pain. So it's just been really weird for the randomest things, either headaches or stomachs or the blood clots or passing out, and just stuff just kept happening. I'm still here. My blood is a lot more stable than it was a couple weeks ago, but it's still kind of doing some wavering, and we're still, kind of testing different medicines. So the doctor's thinking a couple days, as long as my numbers stay where they are, that I can feel more comfortable about going home. So that's the only update I have right now. I will say that some of the craziness is probably because I'm on so many medications right now. Ever since this hospital trip started, they've been really pounding me with a lot of steroids, IVIG, rituximab, antivirals, antifungals, antibiotics, and just so many medicines that I take, which are all important for blood and things like that, but also have side effects, and that might be a big reason why I keep having these incidents. But I'm on a lot of medicine. I'm on so many medicines, and something it's just making me super jolly. So I've just been kind of in this really jolly mood for the last few days, which I'll take. I'm also on a lot of steroids, so I've been vibing, awake and not sleeping, and just go, shaking. Steroids just make you so alert and going. So yeah, I've been doing a lot of computer stuff and video stuff, and it's been good comparatively to a few weeks ago where I couldn't stand. But still in the hospital. But yeah, we thought maybe I might go home today, but decided not to. My platelets are right on the line, and I'm on blood thinners, so it was just, I don't want to bleed at home, and it's just, I feel safe here, and I've been here for almost 4 weeks now, so it's kind of homey, all my space and stuff, and I don't mind being here. But it is New Year's Eve, so Happy New Year's, everybody. I did some more videos that I'm gonna post and stuff, and blah blah blah, but Happy New Year's. Blood problems mean bruises, steroids mean a puffy face, body shakes mean blurry selfies. I actually could barely hold the camera to take this photo. So it's day 25 in the hospital for this roundabout. We thought I could go home a couple days ago, but my numbers started dropping again. So they think I have ITP and autoimmune hemolytic anemia. Basically, just my body is attacking the platelets and red blood cells. The problem is that now it's very hard for me to get transfusions because all the transfusions just go away because my body doesn't take them or like attacks them. So I'm at this place now where I can't get transfusions, but I also don't have enough blood because my blood's also being destroyed. So I am kind of in this critical zone with platelets because I'm also on blood thinners, and platelets are like what counteract blood thinners. So I'm back kind of in the critical zone of spontaneous bleeding and blah, blah, blah. So not, the way we want it to go. But the medicine takes time to kick in, and the doctors are running more tests to make sure it could be anything, to rule out anything else. And I'm glad that they're keeping me in the hospital in case I do start bleeding. I feel pretty safe here, and I've gotten kind of used to being here now. So that's the update. Feeling kind of good this morning, but just wanted to admit that for the first time ever, I posted videos ahead of time via like the scheduling function in YouTube. And I'm in good spirits right now, but just thought that in case something happens, and I'm hopeful that I'll get better, and I'm not in that much pain, and I'm just acknowledging that I am very high risk. I've been high risk before, but I'm proud of the videos I make. I'm proud of all the work I've been doing, and I do want it to all be out there. So don't worry. It sounds scary, but it's kind of a big deal for me. But yeah, really, don't worry. I am hopeful and confident that in time my blood will get better. I just also have to be at a point where, I did the transplant, and it turns out that I now have this whole other thing, and maybe these things will go away, maybe they won't go away. I'm at a place where I can't get platelets, but I also don't have platelets. But yeah, I feel emotionally okay at the moment. I'm also on like a ton of medicines that are just mess with you like crazy. But yeah. So today, actually right now, I'm on my way home from the hospital. I'm not really better, but they just said, it will take time. So we're just gonna give it time, and if I start bleeding or if the blood clots get worse, I'll come back. Those are things we're supposed to watch out for. But I am a little frustrated. I mean, I'm on a lot of steroids, but there was a lot of miscommunication about what was going on, if I was going home or not, and what time, and the doctors were just really literally saying like opposite things, and very frustrating. So turns out that kind of like really wanted me to leave tonight instead of tomorrow. But it's fine. I think we kind of rushed to get all the medicines together and everything, but yeah. Hey everybody, so I don't normally do this, but I was rewatching these videos, which were all filmed in real time during the hospital visit. Now it's about a month later, and all the videos are just so like kind of positive and kind of jolly. And I admit, like, most of that whole visit, I was in this like euphoric, jolly state, either from the steroids or from that constant Atarax or something. But retrospectively, that was like the hardest hospital visit I've ever had. Just not being able to move, and then I had 2 urinary tract infections. Couldn't go to the bathroom on my own. Like every time the nurses would have to help me clean it up out of the bed. And then once I could move more, I was having constant diarrhea that was really painful. And I was on I'm still on so many steroids where like I would not sleep. I just don't sleep. I'd be awake for 40 hours, just pacing around the room, just amped. and shaking. I shake all the time. So much medicine. I was getting like 3 shots a day, and all the shots make me bruised. I have like, you can see all the bruises from all the shots. So yeah, my mood was good, which is good, but that hospital visit like beat me up so much. But yeah, just to add that in there, that was a really tough time. So after 27 days of unexpectedly being in the hospital, I'm now back at the Airbnb. It's always an adjustment moving from the hospital to the Airbnb, but I'm seeing the doctors tomorrow morning to make sure I'm okay. So I feel better about that. Okay, it's tonight, and 9 out of 10 joint pain. I really like just can't move, and it's annoying. My body has just been failing. Like, I was asleep and all of a sudden woke up with just this horrible knee pain. I was crying and shaking, but hopefully my body gets better soon. Hey peeps, it's not my day, or my month, or maybe the last 2 years, but I left the hospital yesterday and came back to the doctors today, and they found out that I have a fever, and they think I have an infection, and we tried to get me back in the hospital, but they're busy, so now I'm in this other room and getting more medicine, and we'll touch base again to see if I need to go to the ER. Was also told or confirmed again that yeah, the transplant went fine, more or less, but I've developed Evans syndrome, which is like a whole new disorder, and I'm still reading all the implications of Evans syndrome, but time will tell with Evans syndrome, how severe it is, or if it gets better and relapses and blah blah blah. And hopefully I can get through this infection, which is what the doctors are really concerned about right now. Yeah. The doctor sent me to the emergency room when I got there because they didn't feel comfortable with me at home. But they tried to get me a room with skipping the emergency room, but the hospital said none was available, so I had to go through the standard process of the ER, which was packed and full of germs, and I eventually found a corner that I could try to stay away from people, but I was sitting in the ER for hours. So if you saw my post yesterday, I just left the hospital, but this morning, because of the fever, they're readmitting me back in the hospital. Just spent quite a few hours in the ER waiting room and finally got a room. So doctors are just worried that I have a fever and I'm on all these immunosuppressants, and I'm tired, but I had a few hours out of the hospital and now I'm back. The fever's gone. We haven't found any signs of infection. So I'm still having some really, really, really bad joint pain that we're looking into, but it seems like hopefully the really bad fever and joint pain won't come back. I feel okay right now, and we'll see. I met with the rheumatoid people, the aesthetics people, the hematology people, and we're not entirely sure what's causing this extreme joint pain, but we'll see. But I wanted to say, really happy, I guess, about is that I got a bone marrow biopsy today, which I needed one eventually, and it was not that painful. I get so scared about those things, and usually it's they're literally drilling into your bone and sucking out fluid and breaking off pieces. But I told them ahead of time that I want super extra numbing medicine, and I want someone to hold my hand, and I want some anti-anxiety meds, and they did all of those things, and it was such smooth sailing. I have never had such a smooth bone marrow biopsy, and this is probably the 5th or 6th or something. So no tears, no shaking.
Hey, so after another 4 days in the hospital, I'm finally going home, and I feel good, actually. You know, we talked about it yesterday, we planned, I feel fine, the fever's gone, which was the real fear, was, that my body couldn't fight the infection, but it looks like I don't have an infection anymore. I feel a lot better, no fever, and I haven't had the joint pain in a while, so I'm going home.
The doctor sent me painkillers and creams, but they also sent me meds in case I overdose on the painkillers. I guess it's like a legal thing nowadays, but I guess it's good to have just in case, but I'm trying really hard to not overdose on painkillers. And thanks for watching, and check back next week for more of the journey.